Hello everyone. I am out strolling on my lunch break, just enjoying this beautiful weather. How is everybody doing today? So, listen, this is testimony time. I have to tell you how good God is. So, anybody that's a parent, you know, it's with adult children who don't live at home with you. So, you know how stressful it can be. Sometimes when your children is going through something and all you can do is pray and just ask God to answer your prayer and answer their prayer. So um, my daughter, she's in the Army National Guard. And well, she just got out of the Army National Guard. And so she has her own apartment, and she was really struggling trying to find a job. And so I've been praying and praying and praying and asking God to just come through for her. And I've been trying to help her as much as I can. And so anybody who knows who have adult children, you know, like they say that the power of prayer is mighty, right? Especially when, you know, they say when your parents prayed for you, you know, your prayers, their prayers, they can't talk, their prayers were answered. So I started praying for my daughter, and I was constantly praying for her. And I was constantly praying for her. And so it's been probably almost 6 months, right? Almost 6 months that she didn't have a job because she was in the military. And so I've been praying and just asking God to just come through for her. And so yesterday, she told me that she was not going to go to this interview. And she ended up going to the interview and she got the job. Do you know how grateful and how blessed I am? And when I tell you the power of prayer is amazing and how God listens to you, this is one of the best. Yesterday was one of the best days that I had because I knew that God was answering my prayer and was listening to me. Because anybody who has adult children, you don't want to see your children suffer. You don't want to see your children like going through things and you can't help them, right? And so that was my thing. I was praying, and it was plenty of times like I was literally crying and on my knees just asking God to help my daughter, because there was nothing else that I could really do, because I had to take care of my own bills at home. So when she told me that she got this job yesterday and it was paying more than the job that she had, man, when I tell you, all I could do was scream and just thank God. I was literally in tears yesterday. And that's why I'm always telling testimonies, because the power of prayer is powerful. And anybody that's on here who follows my page, so I've been HIV positive for for 25 years. I was looking at the number up there, but I've been HIV positive for 25 years. And so in 2020, like, I almost lost my life to COVID. And so when I tell you the power of prayer is strong, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to God. And I tell my full testimony on my YouTube page. And so, like, God is so good. He is so faithful. And I just can't thank him enough. I can't thank him for answering my daughter prayers, for keeping me healthy. And I know a lot of you that's on here right now probably been through stuff and know how the power of prayer works. And so, hello everyone that's coming on. Um, so what I'm trying to say is, regardless of what you're going through, just know that God has your back. Just know that God will still work out it is still work out in your favor. And even for me, like, I was having so many health issues, and I was going through a lot. I was going through a whole lot. I was having problems with hypertension. I was pre-diabetic, and I started changing my diet and constantly praying and asking God to heal me. And so, little by little, things have been working out in my favor. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. Um, I Oh, yep. Aaron said, yep. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. My blood pressure is getting better. It was like in the 200s over like 120s. That's how high my blood pressure was. And I just checked it day before yesterday. It was 123 over 93, which has been amazing, even though I have to get that bottom number down some more. But that's just the power of prayer and the power of God. So I just had to come on my live today and tell my testimony, because I know somebody had to hear this. I know somebody is probably struggling um, with wondering if God is going to answer my prayer, wondering if God is going to, if he's listening to you. And a lot of times it's not in our timing, it's in God's timing when it's time for him to answer our prayers, when it's time for him to work on our behalf. And we just have to know that he is listening and that he is working on our behalf. Because, like I said, in 2020, when I tell you I had COVID, not only did I have COVID and HIV, I had double pneumonia, COPD, and asthma. That easily could have taken me out. But God said he still had work for me to do. He still had work for me to do. So I'm so grateful to God that I have my life. I am in my right mind. I have all of my limbs. And I'm so grateful for everything that he does in my life. And that's why I tell my testimony. That's why, I tell people, continue to pray and continue to believe and know that God is listening. Because I remember when I was in ICU in the hospital, like, I was giving up on myself because I was literally dying. I was giving up on myself. And then I had to think I had to think and tell myself that I serve a God that can heal. And so I immediately started praying in my head, because they had me on the BiPAP machine. And I was literally minutes from being intubated. And the BiPAP machine is a machine that's a step lower than than being intubated. It's the same machine. It's just the BiPAP machine has the mask. And I was praying in my head and asking God, and I just felt myself wasting away. I literally felt myself wasting away. I'm praying in my head and just asking God to just please heal me and deliver me. I told him, I said, if you heal me and deliver me, like, I've always had a relationship with God, but not like I do now. I told him that I would worship him, I would stay in my word, I would stay in my prayer, and I would constantly tell people how good he is. And that's why I always, come on my live. I'm normally on TikTok live. I just started coming on to YouTube live, but I do have a YouTube channel where I post often. But God he told me this a few months, actually a couple of years ago, to tell my testimony. And so when I came on YouTube, I did, but then I was afraid to continue, because, there are so many people that speaks negative regarding HIV. And um, when I tell you, when I started, it was so many negative comments, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I stopped. And then God told me recently, this has been probably about 3 or 4 months now that I've been doing it. He told me that I have to tell my testimony because there are some people that needs to hear this. So I started telling my testimony and about me, how I contracted HIV, about my experience when I literally lost my life to COVID. And so I've been doing that, and I've been consistent with it because I have to do his work. I have to do his will, like a lot of us do. And a lot of times we don't obey what he says, and that's how we um, get into situations that we get into. But like I started, doing this, and um, it's so many people that has been in my messages saying, thank you, you've helped me. Um, you allowed me to see things that, that I didn't see, or so many messages, and people saying that they have families who has HIV, and all I'm out here doing is just trying to help people and erase the stigma about it, because there are still so many people. I know it's sunny out here. You probably can't see me that well, but it's still so many people. I live in Michigan. There's over 17,000 people who has HIV, and that's not even people who has not been tested yet, and they're walking around with it and don't even know. And so God told me, you have to do this. You have to. I want you to try to save as many people lives as you can, and so that is what I am out here doing. Um, Let me see. It's so sunny out here. It says, hello, God loves you so much. I can send money. I would. Oh, no, I'm not. I am not asking for no money. Nope, not at all. God is just so good. Listen, you can go over to my YouTube channel, Tamisha Shantel. You can subscribe and just follow me and just follow my journey. But I'm just out here doing his will. That's it. And it's a blessing that it's definitely a blessing that I have the opportunity to do this, because in 2020 I could have been gone, but God he saw fit for me to do this. And when I tell you, I used to be very shy. I used to be very withdrawn. And I never thought in a million years that I would be on social media telling my testimony, because I've always been a private person with my life. I've always been a private person. I never allowed people in like that. And then for me to do this, like, this is definitely God. This is not me. This is definitely God. And he's just an on-time God. That's all I can say. He's an on-time God with everything. And we just have to trust and believe and know that he listens to us. He definitely listens to us. Let me see. Trying to see what this message says. Wait a minute. Good afternoon. Glad you are able to tell your story for other people can learn from love. You and your family keep doing you, baby girl. Oh, thank you, delightful clock shoes. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. But like I said, this is nobody. Uh-oh. I'm trying to leave this thing. Yeah, this is nobody but God. This is not my doing at all. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for what he is doing. But yeah, I had to tell you about the blessing that my daughter received yesterday. And that's why I stay consistent with serving him and staying in my word, because like God can change anything. He can change anything. He can change anybody. And and one thing I know is that if we continue to do his will, right? If we continue to do his will, it's hot. I'm out here on my lunch break. But if we continue to do his will, you would see a huge transformation in your life. You would definitely see a huge transformation in your life. Like saw I've saw so much. I've saw so many changes. Like the other day, and I'm going to tell you guys really quick. The other day, my car broke down, and like I literally have no vehicle. I've been getting to work, and it's nobody but God. I probably, if I wasn't in this state of mind that I'm in right now, I probably would have been depressed. I would have been, upset. But no, I'm not upset. I'm not depressed, because I know that God got me. I know that he's going to provide me with a new vehicle. Like, I know that. I already know that, because I've prayed on it, and he has already answered my prayer. It's just in his timing, and that's what's going to happen. It's in his timing. So we all have to, you know, understand that regardless of the situation that we're in, regardless of what happens in our life, know that God hears our prayers. Know that he has our backs. Like, it's nobody but him that wakes us up every day. So why can't we give him the glory, the honor, and the praise for waking us up? Because it's people that didn't even wake up. It's people, it's family members right now who is planning their funerals. So each day that we get to wake up, we should give him that honor, that glory, and that praise. Like, but, ooh, but yeah, that's what I had to do. I had to come on my live and tell you all the good news on what happened yesterday. Like, I am so grateful that my daughter got a job. But she is one thing I do want prayer for, and they say that the Bible does say when one or two are gathered in his name, so is he. So my daughter, she was in the Army National Guard. She just ended her contract last month in May, the end of May. Now she's about to enlist active. She's about to go active. So I'm just praying that, asking people to just pray her name is Landria. So just asking people to, pray for her and, cover her, because we know how everything is going on right now in the world, right? We know how everything is going on right now. So, just asking for community prayer for my daughter. But yeah, I just had to come on really quick. So I'm about to head back to work. And I pray that everybody has a blessed day.